what's going on, everybody? You've got Zach and Beautiful Bastard today, Josh, on Indie-Pendent. He'll be sitting in, filling out for Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon's dad got a little bit older today, so
just a little bit. About
so
1 year older, in fact.
1 year older, so that's why he's not here today, and that's okay. We respect that.
Yeah.
Obviously, be with your folks if you can. So what we're gonna do is actually have a great episode of Indie-Pendent.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've only watched up until this point. It's excited to actually be a part of it. Thanks for
That, and you're much prettier to look at. You're actually a lot easier on the eyes. When I
Right
look at
now.
Brandon's face, it's really rigid, and then it just stays rigid. You're rigid,
I'm just round.
and then it just smooths out.
Yeah.
So you're a lot easier on the eyes for me to actually look
That's
at
good.
nonstop.
You're
That's all right. We can compliment each other all day. I like your shirt, though. I'll say that since he's not here today.
cute. It's my Death Star schematic shirt.
Oh, good shit. So usually, Josh, how this goes is we welcome people. We talk a little bit about ourselves, what we've been doing.
Well,
so what have you
welcome to
been?
Indie-Pendent? Is that issue 5?
Issue 5. This is our 5th
Issue
episode
5.
of doing this. What have you been playing? Tell me.
I
Tell
have
me your
been
woes.
playing every game I own because I just got a new graphics card.
What'd you get?
I got the NVIDIA GTX 1060, the 6 gigabyte version, which is triple of what I had before. So everything runs way smoother and way better. I'm playing Fallout on Ultra. I was playing Arma 3, and I got the new expansion for Arma 3, and it looks and sounds amazing.
Good shit.
I can't wait to showcase that. I'm going to showcase that on one of my streams.
What are you streaming right now, anyways?
I've been streaming a lot of Wednesday Wolfenstein. So Wolfenstein: A New Order. I played that for the first time actually.
Wednesday Wolfenstein. So I'm noticing you like to do just doubles on everything.
Alliterations.
Yeah, there you go.
It was actually unintentional because I was going to do Homefront this month, but I absolutely hated that game.
But there's no day in the week that starts with an H.
That's true. There could be Wednesday.
Wednesday.
No, Wolfenstein on Wednesdays. I had a lot of fun with that game. Never played it before. And then on Sundays, I do Sunday Skyrim. I'm not actually playing Skyrim, though. I'm playing the Indraw mod, which I can't gush enough about. I love it.
Now, I'm really excited that you're playing that because me and Brandon, I think it was like episode 4 or 3 of Indie-Pendent, we talked about that mod and how it just like dynamically changes the entire game of Skyrim.
From the fundamentals up. I mean, it's intense.
And 30 plus hours of content in a mod.
And I'm seeing that, and I really can. Like the stories there, and especially like the dialogue, the voice acting is better than the base game.
I don't doubt that at all.
It's dark. What about you?
I've been playing, obviously, Destiny, just because Rise of Iron comes out on the 20th. I've been playing Attack on Titan.
It does look like one.
I
of the
might look
Attack
like
on
Brandon at sometimes, but he's playing Attack on Titan.
But it
right
looks
now.
like one of the Attack on Titan emblems without like the rose in front of it.
I guess because it's got like 4. I got like a shield banner.
Yeah,
I could see the honest mistake if I was stupid. So if we were,
Fuck off. You're not as stupid as you look.
Oh, hey, good one. No, so I've been playing a lot of Destiny, knocking the rust off, just trying to like get myself up there a little bit to get ready for enjoying it all by myself.
Right.
I was literally just talking to people. I was like, when I sit down and like play like a new concept or new game or a new part of something, my biggest thing is I want to hear all the voice acting if it's new. I want to see all the cutscenes without interruption. So it's like the first part of me playing Rise of Iron is probably with nobody by my side.
Right. I really like. You got me into Destiny.
Yes, I did.
That's the reason I got a PlayStation 4.
Right.
And we never played together.
No, I don't play with anybody because everybody is asleep or they're playing something else.
I've moved past that because I got to enjoy Destiny alone, and it was a really cool experience for me. I met I met other people who played, and I played with them, and eventually I hooked up with you and your buddies and got in. I'm not as good as you guys because I hadn't played console in like a year.
Right.
But I really think about re-downloading Destiny and actually getting Rise of Iron because I love that story.
It's like my favorite part of lore from Destiny. There is story.
Yeah.
It's hard to know that, but there is. And so I've always been a fan of Iron Banner and the fact that this expansion is nothing but what I love about it. It obviously brought me back in, like hell over high water for it. So
because it has to do a lot with the that big battle that took place, right? of the past.
Yeah, Battle of Twilight Gap. So a lot of the fallen people that you'll get to learn by name in Destiny Rise of Iron will all take a very crucial, essential part this time around. So I'm excited.
So like Saladin himself.
Yes, Lord Saladin. I can't wait to rodeo up with that guy and just like destroy
You say it
everything.
how it looks. I say it so pretentious, like a historian. I'm like Saladin.
Saladin. Saladin.
Who is that's the name of the Saracen commander during the Crusades. The guy who led the Saracens.
And this guy, he's just a badass that survived the Twilight Gap. The only known survivor.
Ooh, maybe we'll learn some other stuff.
Yeah, there's already some stuff that's coming out and it's leaking. I'm trying to stay away. Really, I'm trying, but it is difficult. I was playing Fury as well. I got some people back into that because I've been hyping about that game really hard. I've been sick. I'm still getting over it. So mentally, I haven't been there to like move that quick and like pay attention to what's going on screen. But I'm feeling better. I might start picking that back up again. Other than that,
after watching the show, it's making me really want to get back into it. I have millions of indie games in my Steam library because they're on sale a dime a dozen all the time.
All the time.
And so I pick them up. Hey, that looks cool. Pick it up. Never play it. But I've been thinking about getting into it.
You need to. You should also turn on your PlayStation sometime and just like flip it into your library. Even if you don't play it, like just add it to your library.
I did do that with the free games. Like I actually kind of want to play Lords of the Fallen because I haven't.
God, me too. I might play that a little bit before Rise of Iron, but as soon as that comes out, I'm dead to the world until my VR headset shows up.
A good transition into it. Lords of the Fallen Lords in the Twilight Gap. Makes sense to me.
Moving on. Speaking about indie games, and yes, James, Fury is really, really good. We're just going to kind of kick it off since we're talking about indie games now, and that's what we're here for, bring you all the indie news. So here's something here, and we still got the nice little pad, the power that Peter gave me so graciously. Boom! First bit of news, kind of a big deal. Castlevania spiritual successor, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, has been delayed into 2018.
That's ridiculous.
Now, when I went to E3, I got to sit next to the man during Microsoft's press conference,
keynote, yeah.
which was pretty cool. Did not talk to him until it was all over. And then even then, I was just like, hey, I can't wait for this game to come out. And then you do this to me, Igarashi. You delay your game, but for good reason. He actually has a quote here that is the whole reason I have this even pulled up. But I've decided to add a new development team to the main production and improve our approach so that we can keep the game fully on track for how I envision it. This article was actually really good. It kind of summarizes what's going on with a lot of these Kickstarter games and Indiegogo games. A lot of times they'll hit like delays, snags, a lot of stuff. That's actually where a lot of our news this week is actually coming out from, is like those Kickstarters and Indiegogos, something's changing or transitioning.
I think it's kind of also a symptom of a lot of those games when they come out, the product doesn't feel as refined as the vision that was promised.
Correct.
And so him taking that step, it's good. It just sucks because Bloodstained looks amazing.
Bloodstained does look really good. I played the beta alpha key that like came out. I actually borrowed it from a buddy, and that was actually really cool. But the side step of that is I expect better from that game, and what we got to play, like the little cut of it, it's there. It's just very much pre-production.
It really
still
needs to get sharpened out.
Yeah, so I think pushing it out another year, that is smart. And then after that, we'll kind of see what happens. But I think nobody wants to make a repeat of Mighty Number 9. Right? Like the hype was real.
That was so high.
The person
I was excited.
was real.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of expectations. Even for me, like it fell short in a lot of areas. I don't even like the main protagonist. I actually like the gray character that you can actually play as. I don't even remember the name. That's how insignificant it is.
That's like me when I was growing up, is I never liked Mega Man. I liked Zero. So
this character kind of plays like it's female. It was legit. It was legit. It was good stuff.
But yeah, I heard all the bad press about Mighty Number 9. I was like, I'm not gonna pick this up. I'm not gonna waste my money.
It's waste my money, huh? Is that what you look
at it?
No,
I'm not saying you
wasting my money, huh?
Did you get enjoyment out of the game?
I got enjoyment out of it.
That's good.
So I'm excited. The same cut, the same snippet has been pulled from Gamescom. A lot of people got to play it recently. And they liked it. Everybody liked it. So nothing negative to take away yet, if at all. So I'm glad for the delay. He can keep doing that. The man's a genius, so I'm not worried.
I mean, 2018, that's a really long time away.
It is a long time, but I don't have to worry about that.
Do you think it'll be like quarter one probably, though?
Quarter one. I don't think he'll need like the full year.
If he does, that's just savage. It better be the best goddamn Castlevania thing. So
no more skooma. No more for you.
Hey, Khajiit has wares.
Khajiit has wares. This is true. This is true. Moving on to the next thing, because like I said, a lot of the stuff it's going to come from Kickstarter today.
Yep.
And here's another big one. I don't know if anybody knows this man, but if you do, bravo. If you don't, you're crazy. We've talked about him before. This would be Alex Preston. He's from Heart Machine Studios. He's the same person that put out Hyper Light Drifter that you saw Brandon and I stream on our Twitch channel. He has officially declared today and gave his Kickstarter an update years later that they will be officially canceling the production of the Vita version that I know Brandon was like super stoked about, and they will be canceling the production of the Wii U version. So the reason I even have this video playing is just to kind of give visual context to this, but he pretty much came out and he was just like, look, I'm not doing so hot. And I don't know if anybody knows, Alex Preston.
He's fighting with an illness.
Yes, he's fighting with a heart condition, actually, and he didn't think he would even be alive this long. So he obviously put this game out. If you play Hyper Light Drifter, it kind of gives some like little push and tug there to like his inner turmoil.
The story of Hyper Light Drifter is very entwined with his own personal battles.
Yep. And you see that too, and the sickness that like still carries on. Even here in the video, he's not happy about it. He's very down to earth, this Alex Preston. So it's unfortunate. But honestly, he just goes on to say, like, since the game has come out, he has not stopped with like updates, patches, making sure the game's running smoothly. He has a high expectation for his game, and he loves it a lot. But he's having a hard issue with the porting, and he goes on to explain it too. So the reason it's not going to happen on Vita is just it can't get to what his expectation is. The Vita has the power, but Alex's interpretation of what his game should be like on the Vita is just it's not hitting that mark for him. So he's just not going to do it, and that's fine. The other thing, though, for Nintendo, the Wii U version, is they're just not being all that friendly with him on it. So it's like there's not native support that's getting any better with the indie developers.
That's a given. That's to be expected.
I
Like,
know.
honestly, when you say, "Oh, my game won't," I can't release it for Nintendo. That's 9 times out of 10. That's the reason.
The fighting part that he's at is that there's a coding problem when he's trying to put it into Nintendo's Game Maker. And legitimately, it's trashing his game so much he would have to go back and resource everything in that engine because Nintendo doesn't want to give the source code up. So it's not happening. Wii U, you're not getting Hyper Light Drifter. I mean, it's at the end of its cycle. I'm glad he's not really investing the time to do it. The Vita version, that's unfortunate because I thought that game would have been really good on the Vita. But if it's not up to his expectations,
It really, because that game feels like a game that would be perfect in handhelds.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I played it obviously on PS4. A lot of fun. I think it would have transitioned perfectly to the Vita. I don't know where the fall through's coming from on it, but oh well. I mean, it happens. He is being really smart about it though. He's not avoiding the actual issue. So obviously, if you gave money to the Kickstarter when this game was going up, there was a tier to support the Wii U and Vita release. If you have reached that tier or you are looking to buy that version through the Kickstarter amount you funded, you have two different options. You can get the full refund. He's not stressing over it. Or you can just ask to switch it out to a code that you actually have. Right. So like you can get it on Steam if you want. You can also get it on PS4 if you'd like. Whatever options are also available. I don't know if there's Xbox One or not. I couldn't tell you really off the top of my head. But yeah, he's not being blindsided by it. He's like actually like, hey, like come to me and let me know like if we have to switch your codes.
That's good. That shows that he has a real deep passion with his game. Yeah, and he really believes in his vision. Because if he's willing to go out there out front in a video like like we're seeing down here.
In this area,
and that takes a lot of nerve, but that also takes a certain degree of belief in your game, and having that kind of passion in a game is what actually makes indie games for me.
Right, exactly, because you get to talk to the guy and not the PR of the guy that's giving you a blanket statement.
The PR who works in the PR department,
not even the boss of PR. He's just like, hey, tell them we can't do it. So we're going to relook at the vision and repopulate and meet back. No, Alex Preston's just very much, hey, we're not doing it. This is why. And he even admits he for the last at least 7-8 months that he stated like he just hasn't been paying attention to his health. He obviously needs to. He needs to not work himself into an early grave, and I don't mean that like any negative way. He needs to take care of himself.
The success of Hyper Life Drifter, that it also gave him maybe some of the funds to go help him out medically, because that stuff is not cheap.
I'm sure it did. That game sold really well, and it's got a huge hardcore fan following. The moment he puts out a second one, somebody will probably just come to him and say, hey, we'll pay the full thing. Like, just make the game and we'll release it on this console. I have no doubt somebody will pick him up. All right, moving along here to another thing. And me and Josh were kind of oogling over this one.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Like I said, I'm getting over sickness, guys, so if I lean away from the mic to cough, I'm sorry. But Dual Universe Kickstarter promises a space MMO, I can't even talk today, without instances, zones, and transitions. So this is Dual Universe. It's obviously what No Man's Sky probably should have tried for.
I think this is what... Well, so the reason I'm excited for this is because I love space games. I love, the feel, the look of space games, and... My problem is the two big ones that just came out, the space MMOs that were highly instanced, stuff like that. You got Star Citizen, which I fucking won't get into that. And you got Elite Dangerous, which Elite Dangerous is, it's good, but it's mostly empty. Like this game itself
looks massive.
Yes, it looks awesome. Like the cities, you got the planets, and you got that transitions and stuff. Who knows how big it's going to actually be? What I love about it is the space engineers aspect of it.
Because that game, I remember when we tried to play that on my computer, obviously.
It blew your computer up.
It blew my computer up, Space Engineers. If you haven't played it, that's actually a really good game on Steam.
I streamed it actually recently. I still actually...
Did you?
I have it super downloaded. I'll build, I'll go on Space Engineers and I'll spend...
I like the real-time building on it, like the machines that come over and weld like shit down for you. So Space Engineers, we'll talk about that another time, really, but...
The Space Engineers was
cannot
indie,
wait.
Technically.
Huh?
I think Space Engineers is an indie game.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. They are their own thing, and they're doing a really good job with their shit, because they added the planetary stuff, right? You can get the planets and everything. Before it was just like space building in space.
In space, there was no like asteroids.
Now you fly into a planet, and then like your ship just starts to break down under the gravity if you didn't build it right.
Yeah,
that's so good.
It'll destroy itself.
I love it.
It won't stop or slow down.
But this game has a lot of potential. I'm excited for it. We'll kind of see where this gets to. The funding and everything that they're getting to, from my understanding, is actually doing really, really well. Mm-hmm. They're actually opening up additional funding on their Kickstarter because a studio came over and actually gave a pretty big whopping amount. So they're going to look at that studio's money plus whatever they can rake in on the Kickstarter now to make a bigger, better this game. So that's why they're now making big promises for what they're trying to do. I will say,
though, one thing that I would be concerned about this game is... further vision. What I think they should set aside a very large amount of numbers for, or of money for, is server stability. So
yeah,
because you're going to have a big server with multiple people, and it's not going to be instant, and it's going to be crazy with this kind of fidelity of graphics, the building, the individual assets that you have per person. You're going to need a lot of server space, and with a lot of people, and this is going to get hyped up, obviously. Server stability is going to be a big part of the game. But other than that, the concept is amazing. And what they have as proof of concept already looks fucking cool. I love the different assets with the shipbuilding that they have. Like the wings are all very...
Yeah. Those engines, too, they definitely remind me of Robotech.
Yeah.
So I'm already excited of the art direction for the game. But pretty much Dual Universe here, the Kickstarter is seeking $500,000 to add to Nova Quark's own investments, with tiers offering alpha and beta access as well as heavily discounted subscriptions upon release.
So it's gonna have the subscription.
There we go. So this is a true MMO based off subscription and stuff like that. I don't know if it could hit the free-to-play market. I mean, it might, but this game looks so dynamic.
I honestly think that having that paywall there is going to keep a lot of the riffraff out.
I think so. I mean, you pay for what you love, and if this is better than Elite Dangerous or anything else like that.
Now, I wonder if you can get that alpha access now, because that's something I would be interested in, because I play these games religiously.
All the time, huh?
Yeah.
I know. We'll see. We'll see that. I mean, we could always look it up later and see.
Yeah.
Next.
If I get alpha access, I'll put that
on my thing here. That's getting pretty wild. This is from PAX. I know we hit up a lot of PAX news, and I said be prepared.
PAX had a lot of indie titles come out.
A lot of good ones, too. So this one's called Onward. It's a MMO type of fantasy kind of game. Eventually, you and your character, whatever, it's got like a survival aspect to it. You'll see here the guy will start cooking food. You've got to like hunt. You can obviously have interactions with other characters that are in the game, and it's co-op too. It even has split-screen co-op on the same thing.
Fucking dope.
So
it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I like the art direction. I like everything else. This got a really high review at PAX. That's the only reason we're talking about it. It's just made a lot of waves from my understanding. Almost looks like a... I don't know how I'd word it, like an MMO mixed with like Morrowind.
Morrowind.
There we go.
Jinx, you owe me a kiss on the lips.
I'll touch beards.
I mean a Coke.
I'm not doing anything else like that.
No, I love games like that because it does have that Elder Scrollsy feel. The environments look really neat. It kind of has like this intriguing. I mean, you see a lot of these dead boats. Like, why are there dead boats? What's going on with the world?
Yeah.
The dynamic the seasons.
The seasons.
That's super cool.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot in a lot of games
don't.
at all. So the third person, it also reminds me of an old game called Enclave.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like way back. Like what was that? Early 2000s.
Like I think 2003 or 2007.
Yeah, that's way back. This almost reminds me of like a watered down looking version of Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah,
slightly because of the monsters and like everything else you're kind of facing. I don't like how he's swinging around his glaive. I wasn't a fan of that. But
yeah, it can't be as bad as Two Worlds though.
That was pretty bad.
It was super bad.
Two Worlds
one
2.
attack and that's just flurrying around.
But essentially, you've got like godlike kind of beings. But the whole point here is you are mortal. Your character is not a godlike being, and that's why you're very resilient. And you can kind of like do your own thing out here. Anything from blacksmithing, cooking your own food, being out in the wilderness, to never having to go in town. It allows you to play the game in a lot of different ways.
That's very cool.
So
that's something I would 100% play.
That was definitely something I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. I'm digging this. So we'll kind of see. Let's see. Still in development, but was granted the green light seal of approval by the Steam community. Go figure. And so expect to see more in the future. 9dots haven't set a release date, saying it won't be before 2017 for sure, though. So for all we know, comes out next year.
Yeah.
But definitely not this year.
I guarantee you they're going to pop that. It's going to silently get thrown into the Steam library as early access.
We'll see.
It always happens with the greenlight
see.
games.
This is the thing I didn't quite get on this one. So I guess there's this thing called Xenocider. It's a Kickstarter campaign that has been canceled after it failed to raise its entire $92,000 goal. You hear sometimes that this happens when their funding actually doesn't go through. This person obviously objectively did not reach their goal. Yeah. They pull out. But this guy actually said the developer Retro Sumus, not Samus, Sumus, S-U-M-U-S, soul still burns. They have been keeping true to their promise. They continue to work on the game, bringing their vision to fruition. Their vision, I don't know. It's like a Dreamcast thing, so I mean, I can't really say anything here. I'm not like overly thing by it, but 92,000 to even ask for something like this, I don't know how big he was expecting it.
Now is that the game that I'm looking at?
That's one level for the game.
Okay, I wouldn't fund it either.
Yeah, so
no offense. I mean,
it's just not something that I'm interested in. I mean, if you're a retro gamer and you actually have like a whole bunch of like Dreamcast stuff and you want to do
was it an old Dreamcast game?
Yeah. Xenocider is a new original game for the Dreamcast, heavily inspired by Space Harrier and Sin and Punishment. The game was set out of a more ambiguous, independent, post-series Dreamcast releases with loads of features.
So he's releasing it for the Dreamcast.
Yes.
Well, that's a little weird.
I mean, it's almost like that Nintendo game that like showed up out of nowhere. Remember? It was like a Super Nintendo game. It was like Leprechaun something. It was like the last SNES game to come out. And it was like just released 2 years ago or like last year.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so I mean, don't get me wrong. These games sometimes will like come out of the woodworks, or somebody will try to publish for an older system just because they can. So a little weird.
More power to them. I'll make a Sega Genesis game any day of the week.
92,000 though.
That's a lot for a. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen smaller studios do it off like 30 or 40.
And build better products.
Build a cooler looking product.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that. I don't want to trash the guy too much. I mean, more power to you, but.
I mean, yeah, go for it.
Maybe set the bar a little bit lower. It might be.
Pretentious as fuck.
Yeah.
Gonna go for it, but I don't know if that's something that I would ever be interested in. So
probably not for me. Did you ever play this one?
I own it.
Blade Warband.
I love this game. I modded the shit out of it too. I play as the Star Wars mod. I have the Mountain Blade Warband, which is the Viking one, which is called Mountain Warblade of Vikings, I think.
Let me pull up
I love Mountain Warblade. Okay, so it's one of those games that's not very beautiful. It's very ugly. It's very hideous. It's very.
Let me just pull it up for everybody, but you keep going.
It's okay. So it's hideous. It's ugly. It's gross looking. It plays a little wonky.
Oh god, this woman's washing pans.
It's one of those games where you start out as a fucking jack off, and then you can be a jack off all trades, and then You
Let's go.
You can become a king. You can take over holds. You control men. You have like it's just a lot of fun. I mean, you could have cavalry charges. You could have you name it. You know, it's a really fun game because the combat system where it looks like it's real dumb is actually a little in depth because you actually have to like move your mouse in accordance with it. So it's kind of like chivalry in that aspect to it. Armor works in the game, so if someone's smacking your armor, it doesn't actually work. So he
oh shit, he just jumped.
Nice. Fuck that guy up. But you know, like he's using a bardiche right there. You know that works well for cavalry. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, he just put it right in his chest.
He didn't use it the way he was supposed to.
Nope.
I mean, it's got dynamic battles. It's got a dynamic story. There's lords, and each lord in the game that's an AI player, the AI has its own agenda that you have to work with or against, and you can become a vassal to a lord. It's a lot of fun. It's like I said, though, it looks goofy. It plays a little goofy.
You know what this reminds me of? This would be like a really scaled up RuneScape to me. Like a really scaled up RuneScape.
It doesn't really MMO unless you're playing multiplayer. There is a really
32 player battles though, right?
There's more now. There's communities for them because they actually do historical battles. So they have communities. Like my buddy, he plays as Spanish line infantry from Napoleonic War eras, and they actually get into Napoleonic Wars.
Oh,
so
that's
they actually have to
awesome.
be in formation, and you actually get bonuses for being in formation. Bonuses to
Why does that guy have like
reload.
a paper bag on his head?
Because it's multiplayer and it's goofy. But it's a lot of fun. Like, there were people who did the Zulu. Like, you ever seen the movie Zulu?
Yeah.
They did that battle.
Oh,
where
that's
they
cool.
it was literally, it was like 16 of them against, I think, somewhere around 64 other players as Zulu warriors. And it just charged in. That was great, you know. But what the great thing about this is because this was a proof of concept, we can make a fun game. You can do these cool castle sieges. And now they're making Mountain Blade 2.
Yeah.
And
so this is still the first one,
yeah.
but it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Second one.
Do you know when it's coming? The 16th. You can pre-order this now on Xbox One. Pre-order still not up on PSN, but it should be
It probably will be
readily
by the end of the
available
week.
when it comes out.
Probably Wednesday.
I'm assuming Wednesday or Tuesday after
Yeah.
the refresh. But I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty dope.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh man, he looked at his like,
the next
coldest
one though,
eyes.
if you guys get a chance, we won't show it
Shit,
because
that
it's
guy just ran up on him.
it's not an indie game anymore because they have a publisher now.
They do. They have actually had several throughout this entire game's lifespan. They've had like 3.
Mountain Warblade 2 looks amazing.
And I can't wait once that does come console
So
side. Because
have
if
you-
they're probably bringing the older title over, the new one's probably at some point gonna come over.
No, they've already announced that they're going to release it for the
Oh,
consoles.
are they?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'm
So,
all about it.
If you guys get a chance, go check out Mountain Warblade 2.
Let's just look at it now.
Yeah, just look at it now. It looks
just take a look.
it's looks way better. It looks gorgeous. The battles are.
Oh baby.
So, because Mountain Blade Warband is technically the sequel to Mountain Blade. Technically, because it was Mountain Blade. and Mountain Blade Warband.
I don't care about Martha McSally, whatever
yeah.
this girl is. We're moving on.
So, yeah, Bannerlord is what it's called. And I'm going to be getting this day one. This is a day one purchase for me.
Oh wow, that's already a lot different.
Way
than
better.
What was waiting to see actually.
And it's got the dynamic lighting now. It's not like a Morrowind mod, essentially. Like, because it does look a little like a
Yeah,
Morrowind.
this still looks like Morrowind, but it looks really, really, really pretty. Oh my god, that's crazy. This kind of takes me back somewhat to like For Honor, like what For Honor's kind of going for. I even saw like the differences and like the
board
stances,
games.
like where you could hold like your weapon and how you swing across and how that matters.
I love the way that a lot of melee games are kind of going. Like Chivalry kind of started. Chivalry Medieval Total or Chivalry Medieval Warfare.
I want to say warfare to everything
Like-
that has it because of Call of Duty. I'll be like warfare.
So that kind of brought it in, and then you have For Honor doing it. You have Kingdom Come Deliverance doing it. But Kingdom Come Deliverance is doing it more of a simulation.
Yeah, like from the actual helmet perspective.
Because
the
they
entire
they actually
time.
just released a video yesterday for Kingdom Come where it was just a dude smacking some guy's armor with fucking a hammer, and the guy's like, nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna break a few bones, but that's about it. And so it's like the game, if you have a fucking sword, you're not gonna get through someone's plate mail because plate mail made you a fucking tank. And so you actually are a tank in that game. You can't move.
Oh my god, you can bring on battering rams.
You have battering rams, trebuchets.
Why would you push that
catapults.
battering ram from the outside? Didn't they used to have them on the? I'm not here to judge, but
I don't know. It looks cool.
All I know is, do you remember the PSN games like not Lost Planet, Planet Side 2?
Yes.
That was like huge, like 1,000 versus 1,000 like warfare. And it's
yeah.
obviously trailed off a lot, but
Oh, watch this weapon crafting.
I can't.
This shit's so cool.
Oh, you can get a different guard
You
on
do guards, hilts, bolsters. You can do basket blades.
Goodbye, wallet. Goodbye.
And yeah, no, it just goes into it. And then when you build that, you can actually make it standard for your army. So you can build your army's weapons and armor to look standard.
You can name it?
And you can name it.
I'm not going to name my stuff the first sword. That's what you just named it.
In the game, how the game works is you can just be a mercenary and go into battle.
I have seen this replay system showcased a lot. So, yeah, this replay system's intense. So it'll literally go stage by stage of the entire battle. You can track an individual player. You can catch it. And then you can also tell the camera where to move at. So, like, he's programming right now where he wants the camera to move at what intervals so he can see all this stuff happen. So you make your own trailer. You tell your own story through the actual progress of this. So, yeah, check this out. This is after he's done some stuff. Oh, man, it's going to make for such good YouTube videos.
Dude, it's gonna be
I
so
can't
great.
wait.
But no, it's fantastic. But you know how the game works is you can eventually, if you want, you lead an army. I like to play bandits, and so what I do is I just build an army of dudes, and we go around and just pillage shit. All we fucking do. I don't own a castle. I don't have a home base. I have a fucking camp, and I'll camp outside your shit.
Good.
You know, and that's how it works. And so before though, you just had all these like riffraff dudes kind of go in as like a unit. Oh, you have 30 spearmen. Spearmen can evolve into something else. And it was almost like a. Like an RPG is your guy, or like not like an RPG, but like almost like a RTS. You know how your RTS, your guys get better as you research more stuff. It's like that. As they get more XP, they instead of being militiamen, now they're just spearmen, and they can be foot soldiers.
Oh, so they evolve as you evolve with your like
and like your
knowledge,
regular spear cavalry can eventually become lance knights. You know? So
it kind of reminds me. I know this is kind of backwards since I think there's some other games that probably came out before that, but it almost reminds me of Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
You know how like your heroes can like evolve to like, you can go to a Wyvern Rider or a horse mount. Well, obviously I'm going to pick the fucking dragon, but...
duh.
But I just like the fact that I'm given an option what I can do with like all my units.
You're like, oh, thanks.
That's cool.
You can keep your fucking horse. Give me that dragon.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take that dragon. Like there's a choice, dragon
But
or
no,
horses.
what's great about Bannerlord as well, the new one is the modding community is they're adding native mod support. Because there's a big modding community already.
I literally can't wait.
Like
when
there's a
this
big
comes to console.
there's a Game of Thrones mod where it changes everything to Game of Thrones.
As long as everybody on the other side of that field is Joffrey,
you could do
I'm gonna destroy all of them. That's all it's gonna be.
You can play as the houses, or you can be a mercenary working for the houses, or you
I
can
don't
start your own fucking
I'm gonna be a
house.
Stark. I'm gonna be the Stark son nobody ever knew about. Dynasty Tactics did that too. Well,
yeah, no, Dynasty Tactics did that.
do you remember Kessen?
Fucking, that was the hardest game.
Shit. Strategist right here. I beat it. It was so good. Kessen 1 and Kessen 2.
Kessen 2 was a lot
legit.
harder. It was so much good. It was so much fun.
But Josh is here for a good reason. Obviously, I know Brandon's not here. And like I said, Josh is prettier, easier on the eyes, and he's got going to the gym, getting burly. Know what I mean? And by gym, I mean beer and ale and whatever we can usually pick up and put to our
I
mouths.
just drink a lot of beer. These are kegs.
I want you to start talking about all the stuff you wanted to bring to the table today. So
Okay.
there's a few things from Steam Greenlight.
Yeah, so Steam Greenlight, that's a great place to look for indie games. You got a PC. If you got a PC, check out the Steam Greenlight. They build you a customized queue, and you just go through and see, is this a game you'd buy? Yes or no. They're not games that are out yet. So I went through today. I was like, I'm gonna find some games that pique my interest. So this is Room Service, and Room Service is a
Sorry, it sounds great.
Okay. So it's a game where you play as a prisoner. It's almost like those room games you get on the phone where you have to like solve the puzzle. It's like that, but mixed with Saw. So a fucking madman has captured you, and you have to solve the puzzles in these rooms and try to get out and not fucking die.
So it's like every inch of Saw, like all the time.
Pretty much, except
So it's like Portal, just with more death.
A lot more death, yeah. Like and so I like it because it looks good. It's intriguing because you see a lot of games out there that have these kind of concepts to them, but they've never actually just brought them together well. And this game looks like it's bringing it back together, well. It looks fun. It looks kind of spooky too. I love the dark atmosphere behind it. It's definitely a game that I'd think about checking out because just the interesting of the psychological nature of the horror inside the game on top of it having the puzzle aspect, so you're trying to do puzzles under pressure. And if
I can't do that.
yeah, so
I can't. That's like me trying to like beat a Tetris like level when I know somebody else has a higher score than me already.
yeah, so
just
you have
can't
to
perform
do
under that pressure.
10 challenges. I think that there are.
Oh, God. Does it just go right into the next
I
video?
don't know if it's 10 rooms. I think there's
Nice.
multiple rooms, and it's just it's multiple rooms, and you just have to do 10 to beat the game. So there's maybe like there could be an empty number of rooms. They just put 10 in front of you to play. So every time you play, it's gonna be a little different.
It just seems like the worst way to go out. Like, I woke up for giving this guy room service. Now I've got to get the fuck out of this room.
Yeah, he was you're kidnapped by the psychopath. Your freedom for doing 10 challenges, but each victim is rigged with a collar containing different ways on how to inflict pain. The facility you're in is filled with items that are necessary to succeed. Coupled with deadly traps, cameras, and pranks, occasionally questions will be asked to you, but be careful. Your responses matter. And there's an interactive dialogue system. So it's a little bit more involved than just doing puzzles.
Just doing puzzles. That's nice. That's good.
So there's a lot of second guessing yourself. There's going to be a lot of stress and trying to fucking get out
Is
of
it
this.
VR?
I don't know. I didn't see anything about having the VR
Okay.
support.
Oh, you get shocked. Oh, that's deadly. Oh, it literally hurts you.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, the stress here is real. Hey, at least it gives you a bed that's like
It's
been
being
pissed
built.
on like
It's
1,000
being built on
times.
Unreal 4 with his own assets. He's built
Get a
everything in the
flashlight.
game is his own assets. He's built all his custom assets from the ground up.
Dude, I can't wait.
So
Can't wait. And then tell me about this other one, Rune. Rune, we're
Ruin.
pretty stoked for.
Ruins.
Ruins, there we go.
Ruins looks okay. So Ruins is it kind of has a hyper light drifter feel, that kind of isometric move around, but it's
Oh
kind
my
of
god.
it's based more around the kind of like the Dark Souls concept of death gets you benefits, because every time you die, when you come back, you're different, and it may not be good and it may not be bad. It's kind of up to RNG. So with Ruins has. So it has a dark story, from what they're really hyping up this dark story. But they have, so the system, they're calling it a RDG, a role dying game.
He kicked it at the screen. That's so legit.
So it's obviously, you see, it's a hack and slash. There's tons of enemies, tons of weapons to get. It's a very creepy story that's inspired by Berserk, Dark Souls.
I saw the big sword that the guy's swinging around.
And then the red cape.
And the red
So you
cape.
can see that he's definitely inspired by Guts. The art style looks great. I love the art style in that game. And so it's kind of one of those games to look out for, just because it's like they kind of have a new aspect on time. So death brings penalties and rewards. A perished hero will never be the same, but your progress won't stop and you'll move forward all the time. It's called an RDG, a new role-playing system, the role-dying system.
Oh wow.
It's got the dark narrative and quick battles, plus the art style alone sells it for me.
Yeah, I really like the pixelated stuff, especially when you get to do a lot of the hack and slash and like be aware of like where you're going. I like this stuff quite a bit. I'm glad a lot of game developers are taking that, because it just goes to show you don't need like crazy high-end graphics to get like fun out of a game.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people need to back off like the power aspect and go into gameplay, rules, developmental skills, gameplay,
update
progression.
Games,
Yeah.
I really think that pushing the limit forward, but it's it's also inspired by apparently the what's it called, the story has Game of Thrones kind of like feel to it as well, so it's going to be kind of like that darkness, that betrayal, maybe a little political, who knows. But so I'm following this game now, and I'm really excited to see what direction it's going to start going. But right now, hands down, it looks great. So.
I like it. You know what it reminds me of? What's that Adult Swim game that they're doing? That's very medieval side scroller kind of.
I don't remember.
Oh, jeez, I can't remember the name. I'll have to look it up here in a little bit, but it's kind of similar. It's like you die a whole bunch, but everything's pixelated, flat, and it's all side scrolling. But there's a lot of different weapons to it too, and you kind of dash around, not as fast, and it's all, I don't know. It's really good. It kind of reminds me of that, just on a top down, very pixelated kind of gameplay that's really fast, and I like that stuff a whole bunch. Keeps me
too.
entertained. All right.
I love when you get twitchy with games, when you start getting real good but being twitchy and you're barely.
Yeah, because it feels more rewarding than the games that are just like clear cut, like move forward, progress,
the trigger.
pull this trigger. Yeah, it's
Where's the trigger?
I don't understand that stuff at all. You would think that these games that like challenge you to die and come back, I think that's why Dark Souls did really well. Hyper Light Drifter did that really well too, where it's like the boss fights are really quick. So it's like if you're
everything
dying,
is very rapid fire.
Yeah, and then when you finally beat them, you're like, yes,
yeah, that instant like adrenaline rush you get for beating, you're like, holy fuck,
Yeah,
you breathe finally.
yeah,
you realize
you're
you haven't been breathing the whole time.
I beat that whole life bar without breathing, and I just killed like a whole bunch of brain cells.
I do it. You'll actually die in real life. If
Usually, Fury's huge on that because they totally give you like the bait for it. It's like this first boss, learn all your mechanics. Second boss, best of luck. I'm like, oh, okay, I like this. And the thing's just dashing around the whole time. And it's just boss fight after boss fight.
I mean, it's kind of following that Dark Souls approach to learning.
It is.
You know, and that's what I like is you learn from your mistakes. And it's a good lesson.
And you're only good as you get better than the game. I like that. The game is actually challenging versus, like we said before,
it's a legitimate challenge.
Progress.
It's not a difficulty bar that just makes enemies do more damage.
Yeah.
It's just an actual challenge.
Yeah. Now we get to the favorite part of the segment here, where we take usually about the last 20 minutes to talk about some stuff on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Usually Brandon has a whole bunch of fun bringing something nitty, gritty, weird to the table. I'm going to do that for Brandon today. I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into it here and talk about it. This is Cat Story. So this is a fast-paced action platformer, or Plantformer.
Plantformer?
You put plants on the ground. You form them.
And then you jump on them.
Nice. Yeah. Good stuff. Gotta reap the seeds I sow. No, okay, never mind.
You're kind of going off on a branch.
I had nowhere to go. But fast-paced action platformer with focus on narrative, exploration, and puzzle solving. I would turn on the audio, but I'm not sure how loud it would get in correlation to this stream, so we're not going to do that because... The music
is pretty dope.
It's pretty dope. Me and Josh were jamming out on this trailer earlier.
It's like a groovy bebop. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah. So platformer, the art style, very pixelated. Obviously, some of our biggest stuff here that we always talk about indie-wise is usually just that, pixelated. This one's not looking for too much, only 10,000. So far, it's made 884, but the backers numbers is pretty high already. It's 54 backers for almost about 1,000. So that's pretty good. Obviously, some people have some interest in wanting to play this. I'm digging it solely for the art direction and the sheer fact it is called Cat Story.
Yeah. I mean, it looks goofy.
It looks goofy. Looks like something I'd have fun with. So Cat Story is an interactive platforming video game that follows the adventures of a cat and a rabbit trying to get home, run, jump, climb, bounce, claw, and shoot your way through a huge, immersive world filled with traps, zip lines, puzzles, teleporters, and deadly enemies. Meet new friends, unlock hidden areas, learn skills and abilities to uncover the dark corporation as you explore the depths of Cascadian caverns with your sidekick and best friends. Adventure awaits. Pretty excited about this. I don't know if I would personally pick it up. I know Brandon would just want to like to talk about it, but it does look cool. I definitely dig it. If it offered like a soundtrack with the purchase, I honestly might pledge.
A lot of times though, you can just get those soundtracks. You can just download soundtracks.
But I want to help it come to fruition. Just look at it. It's called Cat Stories. Look at it.
I did see it. I love the.
It's really good.
Yeah, no, I like the little title right there. Reminds me of Castlevania for the NES.
Slightly. It reminds me of Mega Man, how he's like standing on the side.
Yeah.
And then he's like looking away, and then he like zips up, and then the story begins. Pretty legit. So, Brandon, that one's for you.
Cat
now,
Story.
Me and Josh are going to absolutely lose our shit on this next one from Kickstarter.
Which one is it? Yeah.
Code Hardcore.
Hardcore.
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking
this
amazing.
one's looking for a little bit more. 65,000's the goal. 188 backers right now. It's got pledged 10,000. I'm going to let this video
more days to go. We can do it.
Do a lot of the talking for itself because obviously, if nobody knows this, me and Josh, before we became part of Phatt Gaming, we're all into mecha stuff. We even did like a mech talk kind of thing, and it was really cool. But you did a whole bunch of work on this. I didn't even know about its existence until we met up today.
Right.
So, Phil, give me the rundown on this one. Where's it at? How's it announced? What's going on?
Okay, so Code Hardcore is it's I actually have to pull up the who's
just do it. I don't even care. I'll watch this for like ever at this point.
Look at it. Like just look at the art style. Number one. So it's a 2D mecha battle game. They specifically said that if you're a fan of mecha, never miss this game. I located this announced actually. It wasn't here on Indiegogo. I actually found them on Indiegogo. It's on the Steam. It's on the Steam. Yeah, Round Hammer looks fucking legit. And then Gear, did you see this guy?
Yeah, Gearvol.
So it's a project by Rocket Punch Games.
Nice.
So
dude, this thing looks so legit. He's just putting the work on everything.
I know. So the art style, already in love with. It's kind of got that. it just looks so fucking intense. Like, it looks like a Saturday morning fucking mecha cartoon. Look at Roundhammer. That guy's legit. Like, the fucking mechs and how they're taking the damage and stuff, and like the story elements.
I like the fact it looks like it's got like a good story behind it.
Yeah,
it's not like
school bus.
I know, school bus and shit. I'm already kind of losing my shit over this already, but I like the fact that the artwork is pretty. Sure, it might look like a Flash game. A lot of you can become
you
the
can get
pilot?
out. You can get out.
Oh God! Charge me $50, dude. I don't even
just
care.
give it to me
just I don't even care. This is
the
really, really
boss
good.
battles. Okay, so what I'm loving about this game is it's co-op, local co-op and multiplayer over the internet. It's on this. It's going to be on Steam.
The fuck?
I don't know if they've announced it for the Xbox or not. They actually haven't said.
God.
So
I'll get it on Steam. My computer can run this, probably.
Yeah, no, you could. That's a great thing. If you don't have a good computer, you can run this. So
yeah, it does not look like it's visually rendering too much stuff in 3D. Doesn't look like it's pulling a lot of resources down for any of it.
So let me.
Oh my God, this kid is a genius! Oh!
And video editing.
He's got pixel glasses. You know who else has pixel glasses? This podcast has pixel glasses. That's right. Our thumbnails represent that shit hardcore.
So let me go ahead and read this. So about the game, Code Hardcore is a high-quality 2D platforming shooting game designed to deliver an amazing
he used
gaming
the
experience.
PC Master Race picture. Did you see that? That's hilarious.
So the game offers awesome features such as different styles of mechs, various elite weapons, unique items, stunning skins, smooth gaming control, hardcore combat feelings, and high quality animations.
Huge Gundam inspiration.
So this is what I want to tell you. Look at all the fucking mech
all
games
the mech games, Zone of Enders, Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I saw there's the Gundam Breakers 2 that's on Vita.
Fucking Gundam Breakers. I wish that. I love that game.
I know.
So check this out. So deadly unique combination of fighting styles are completely controlled and created by the player. Through various combinations, the player can play their own unique exclusive fighting style.
Oh my God.
So if you love fighting games, you can create your own fighting style in this game. If you're a long range, just hammer like I am, I'm going to play Roundhammer. I'm all about big guns, but if you want to be twitchy with swords and stuff.
This guy's name is Bingo. And his game was awesome. I cannot wait.
So there's a versus battle mode inside of it.
I saw that. They showed a snippet of the versus battle modes, all the main hero mechs like coming out. All these guys look like it's the right team, right? Like all these guys are obviously very inspired by mecha, and it shows. They literally know their stuff. They handpick and throw all those games in a pile. They are all also
I'll let you
like
read
have
this
a whole bunch
part.
of Gundam models and everything. Please don't tell me it's a model. Like if I get a collector's edition or something.
Yes.
So this is one of their
They have toys.
Mecha is one of the best things to trans toying. We have partnered with Climax Creature Series, one of the biggest toy manufacturers in China, to bring to you 7.25 inch metal action figures of our mechs. So you can recreate your favorite moments. The first figure we're going to be releasing is Thunderbolt.
Which Thunderbolt's that blue one who looks so fucking dope.
But you can pre-order now. Oh my God. So if it's getting toy backup and all this other stuff, like I said, it legitimately looks like it's a very good team to actually put out this title. Before, I didn't know if we would see any of the developers. This is my first time watching the video as well. Oh, look at that. They have a whole bunch of more mechs than what they're showing off.
Yeah, there's going to be 15 of them total.
Oh my God.
So what they've showed now is just what they really have a whole lot. But there's pilot ejection. You can play as a pilot. You get pilot perks. You get score streaks. You're single player. You have survival, story, and arcade. The animation, you've seen it. Like you just saw them make the animation. Like they're really going all out. It's 3D inspired animation. They really are making a lot of their own assets to it.
Oh man, this guy is like super clever. Oh my God, it's all sprite work. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good.
Look at them created their own assets right there.
Man, this
game looks amazing.
I'm not even talking all that much because I'm literally flabbergasted by this. If I could give them a total paycheck, I probably would.
Oh yeah, they'll put you. If I found out at $200, they'll put you in the game as a soldier, a customized soldier that you can be.
Student loans never look so good.
Dude, did he just put the fucking deal with it glasses on?
Yeah, he did. I'm gonna have to go home later and actually watch this with the audio because I'm loving everything I'm looking at right now.
It looks. I love mecha games. I love fighting games a little bit, but like it's a dual stick shooter. It's a mecha game. It's a side scroller. It's got a really like a very unique art style to it.
It does. So. It reminds me of Gundam SD almost,
SD
but just dialed up just a
little
bit
more
not
mature
too cartoony.
Than SD.
Just
SD was like
edge.
Kids. This is like teenager SD.
That's such a good name too, Rocket Punch.
Yeah.
It's a
when I heard that, I was like,
aren't they inspired?
I'm like, were they an actual development studio? Because that sounds like an actual. These guys are going places.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because if their first game looks like this,
also they released a playable demo somewhere out there on the internet, and I'm going to find it.
Oh man!
And I'm going to play it. So I'll have to find that. But fucking dogfighting. So the levels aren't just Mario style straightforward. There's ups and downs to it. So
I'm following them on Twitter. Like as soon as this is done, I'm gonna put their Twitter up on blast, and shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, 100%. Dude, find these guys, watch these videos. Like
15 mechs of those. I'm already like in love with like the four that we
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt alone. I'm just like, oh, it's every hero's dream behind a mech.
Looks cool.
Oh my god.
Ground Hammer looks like a beast.
I can just see you playing nothing but Ground Hammer for a while. Where you're just like, yeah, I'm not gonna go over to that side of the screen, so you can just come this way.
Well, you also so you can do the like combined fighting styles with people, so you can create also unique fighting styles with a friend in co-op.
I could literally watch this again, but then I would just take a ridiculous amount of time and we would go over.
Yeah.
So yeah, up to 4 player split screen on it. So that's pretty cool. Excuse me, not split screen, but versus matches. I don't know if they'll have any bigger, but that's what
it's going to be local and split screen. So I think it's local co-op, one other person. It might be local co-op 4.
Indie Play Awards 2016 Best Game nominated. Indie Play Awards 2016 Excellence in Design winner.
Yep.
It's already getting awards. That's the make of a goddamn good indie game. I cannot wait for this game.
I love the art style. I love how everything's scaled. I love
I like how they scaled the art. Like this is
and
full
then they
size,
make the legit art.
and then they make the legit like gameplay art, and they scale that down. Oh, I can't wait.
Like, look at the Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt looks really good. And then when you actually play as Thunderbolt, it's scaled down. But they know what it looks like. And that's the thing. Your vision from full scale to your actual art style and play has to be flawless.
This also shows a heavy understanding of mecha.
To like a fault.
Yes.
To like a problem.
These guys grew up on it.
Look, there's the same character, right? So there's Thunderbolt scaled to gameplay. And then here's Thunderbolt. Full scale.
Fuck yeah.
You have a perfect understanding, Rocket Punch, and I love you all the more for it. That is too much. That's so crazy.
All the different guns, you get perks, armors, like things like that. You can really customize to play as you. And then the fact you could jump out and just start kicking ass as a pilot.
I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked at that point.
Oh yeah,
but we got 2 other things to hit.
Yeah, let's hit it up.
We'll hit this. This is mine and Josh's, and it looks like the chat's liking it too. I'm glad everybody digged that one. Actually, let's go to Long Gone Days. So we're going to jump to Indiegogo. This one's already been 100% funded. It's actually at 107% of its funding. This one was actually really cool. Looks like a very Game Boy kind of game.
So Long Gone Days, excuse me, is a little bit more of a serious tone than the last one. So what Long Days Gone is an RPG. It's inspired by dystopian fiction and visual novels. So it plays not like it's like a visual novel that's actually super interactive. There's actual gameplay in it that you'll see. You have to make story decisions. You have to play as these characters. But it's a little bit more city because you take the role as a deserter from an unofficial country. You're located below the surface of the earth, and you assemble a team of experts from different parts of the world to prevent imminent war if your homeland is trying to start. You have to deal with language barriers, work as a leader, and start trusting others. So the story is very darker.
Sniper.
Because they really deal with the psychological stress that a lot of soldiers go through on the battlefield. So it kind of takes a look at that. The art style and the direction they're taking the game. There's so many different art styles in this game. So you have the character art styles. Here's you're seeing right now how some of the combat works in the game. A lot of RNG rolls in there. So every in-game enemy. So when the game does have enemy counters, grinding will never be required as characters don't level up. You learn stronger skills. You upgrade their weapons as the story progresses, but when planning your team formation for upcoming battles, you don't have to worry about having underleveled team members because there's no grinding with XP. They just have better skills.
It definitely looks like an original like dungeon crawler before like the Final Fantasy takeover, mixed with like current stuff, a Game Boy field away from like the sniping aspect and everything. I definitely dig that.
Yeah, so there's a deep level
already
of immersion
funded.
to it.
Good stuff. So this is for a Windows, Mac, and Linux release. Still no display to console. And for the last one, some people out there might have heard of Skullgirls.
Skullgirls.
If you haven't, you're living inside of a shoebox and you need to get out more. So Skullgirls was a fighter.
Highly
addictive.
developed and addictive Skullgirls. So they did the animations, all the character when they have interactions that clash, the animations were all hand drawn in that game, and they built all those assets by hand. And now they are moving on, and they're using the same technique, but they're building a side-scroll RPG.
Same art direction, too, for this kind of stuff, which is great. It's already been funded. It's up to almost $2 million, and that is only actually 124% of their funding.
This is Indivisible, and Indivisible is it's by the people who made Skullgirls. It's same art direction. It's kind of, I guess, maybe kind of the same fighting style, but it's not a fighting game. Side-scrolling RPG with platforming.
We were saying this looks very much like the original Prince of Persia.
Yes.
Like we're talking Windows, like old school release back in the day.
Yeah, it has that Prince of Persia feel from what you see at first. I mean, there's obviously way more to it.
Yeah. So this
is gameplay right here.
Actual gameplay. The platforming, the jumping part, even skipping off walls, all that other stuff.
Every one of those frames of animation you're seeing is hand drawn.
Yep. And they are absolutely crazy. The people that do the artwork for the Skullgirls series, especially this now. I cannot wait for this. I was a big fan of Skullgirls. I didn't play it too much because other games kept coming out. But if it's an RPG like this, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was looking at this, I was like, man, this is how Mighty Number 9 probably should have been.
Looked. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's gonna have that old school feel. So the battle system is what I'm really excited for, is because when you're in the overworld, those are just characters, but the battle system actually kind of goes into what looks to be kind of a real time
turn-based, almost
real time turn-based, which is an oxymoron.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? It almost reminds you of Project X Zone. That battle system, how you can juggle the enemies in the air for a bit and not let them get a turn, and you can just keep stacking that damage. Okay. That's exactly what it looks like. Dude, I'm excited for this. This is going to come out for PS4, Xbox One, Windows, Mac, and Linux. If you want to support this one, I'm sure they've got some good tier systems for it. Otherwise, I don't see how else they could have got to 1.9.
Yeah.
But, God, there's a lot of good indie games coming out, man.
No, I'm really glad that I got a deep dive into those indie games today, because I'm really excited about a lot of titles, specifically this one and then Code Hardcore.
I'm excited now for this. Obviously, Code Hardcore.
A lot.
A lot. Like, I'm going to light up every time. I'm going to say that name. I'm going to, like, brand that on myself. Just Code Hardcore.
Code Hardcore.
Code Hardcore. It sounds like, just like that repetition of, like, words, like parkour, hardcore.
Parkour, hardcore.
Just like Code Hardcore. Code Hardcore. Oh, man, I can't wait. And then there's also that one we talked about last episode, Shyness, which looks really good. It's like that weird, like, furry Tales of, like, inspired kind of game. Dude, I can't wait. It's going to be a good year. A lot of these games I don't think are coming out this year.
Probably not.
I don't even think, I don't even think this is going to be coming out anytime soon.
You can download the prototype right now.
Oh, God. I need this in my life. Wait, can we download it now just because?
We might be able to. I mean, just go straight into a stream where you play this.
I mean, if we can do it now, we can do it now.
Is it an HTML?
That's all I'm saying.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not seeing raise to support. Thank you for all. We appreciate. Sign up for the newest. Contribute now. Blah 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 blah. It looks like you can download it without a paywall, and if that's the case, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But we're not going to do it here because this computer will shit bricks trying to run even that. Code Hardcore. Code Hardcore. Oh, man, it's going to be so much fun, dude. I can't wait.
I'm going to find that demo. It's got to be out there. I guarantee
you let me know and you link it to me.
Yeah, I know it's going to be in Chinese because
I don't care.
But I'll get it.
All I have to know is how to select like a cool-ass looking Mech and then just kind of slap around on the keyboard until we figure it out. Do you know if it was multiplayer?
If it was, that'd be fucking legit.
I don't know. But, guys, that is pretty much it for this Indie-Pendent. I know we just kind of slew through it towards the end there, but damn, there's a lot of good stuff that comes out.
I don't know if the structure, because I was here.
Battle Rattle, what up, man? So, yeah, I just, God, the news was good. There's a lot of shit. Not so much good stuff announced.
Right. But
there's a lot of good stuff to look out for
a lot of
the
stuff
future.
a lot of stuff has been funded or is being funded. To look out for. If you guys ever have free time, just head out to the Kickstarter. Head out to the Indiegogo.
Kickstarter or Indiegogo, which is like really good, especially if you find like gems like that.
Also, there's a lot of tabletop stuff out there too. So
which we'll be bringing to you more here at Phatt Island Gaming.
For sure.
Josh, words of wisdom for anybody. What are you streaming today? Because obviously, usually we're like, Josh, take it away.
Take it away from here. I'll probably go home and stream. I'll be doing Enderall, so I'll be playing that mod. That's going to be maybe a half hour, maybe an hour. I don't know, because I have to drive home, obviously.
And you probably have to eat.
Get in there. I do need to eat.
You do need to eat.
that today.
Yeah, that's probably a good start to
That's why I've been a little
day.
mellow, is because I need to eat.
To be honest, I've only had like one bowl of like pasta stroganoff stuff, which was tasty, but I'm starving too. So, with that being said, we are probably going to end the show here. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun. Me and Josh will probably eat at separate locations since I have got 2 math assignments due right now.
I'll be eating with you in spirit, though.
Okay, I appreciate it. We will gorge down some food in spirit. In the meantime, guys, this is Indie-Pendent. You will catch us here next week, 8 o'clock sharp, Pacific Standard Time. Tomorrow, don't forget, one of the bigger events, of course, always and forever, Phatt Chat Mondays. They go live at, Josh?
10 p.m.
The fact that you really had to wind up on that, like you didn't know, concerns me, huh? That's
There's so many different
10 p.m.
start times.
Pacific Standard Time. Josh does stream like a whole bunch.
Yeah.
James will be here. Josh will be here. Peter will be here. Brandon will be here. I will be at home doing homework.
But you'll be watching it in the chats.
No, I will be watching that code hardcore video like
Over
20 times. I gotta watch it with audio, even if it's not in English. I'm assuming it is.
You're gonna watch it with a controller in your hand.
I'm gonna watch it,
and
be like,
mastering the
ooh,
buttons.
like,
this is how it's gonna feel.
When it finally, that game does have potential to come out on console. Like if it's gonna be that pretty and win awards already, there's a very good chance.
They'll probably put it because they're gonna do it on PC, release it in America, in all of the normal Western countries or whatever. If it does well, then they're gonna port it into consoles. So.
Probably. I'm actually going to take us back to the home screen since we haven't been there that whole time, but that's where we're going to end it, guys. You all be sure to have a good one. I think I don't have a shortcut key to end this stream, so I'm just going to slowly